Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today we have the ZHAN i6s micro hexacopter to review, and this is a review unit from gearbest.com. I will have the links down in the description down here if you're interested in this and want to buy it. So what we're going to be doing today is unboxing this, doing a really quick unbox, doing a real thorough inspection here on camera, and then kind of going through a setup, and then taking it out in the field. I'm probably going to have a couple of videos on this one. Going to go ahead and take it out to the park, in the house, and see how it performs like in a wide open environment, test the range, and then also come back in the house and see how it is in like a windless environment and how it flies kind of in tight quarters, and just see how it performs, and then come on back to the bench and do kind of a final pros and cons afterthoughts. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So this is a brand new hexacopter here. It's just out on the market. So this is kind of a first production review model here. And so in the box, we've got our instruction manual on the top. Then we have like a two-tiered box here. The top portion is the drone, the hexacopter. And the bottom portion is the controller. So we got the controller here, we got the prop guards, and we have the landing gear. And then on the back on the bottom of the box here, we have a little bag of goodies, which includes the screwdriver, for 6 props, so very good. ZHAN, thank you for including 6 propellers in case we damage a few. And here we have our charger here. So this is the USB charger. You'd plug this to any phone plug outlet or computer to charge the battery. There's the part that you'll plug into the drone. And here is the i6s. Okay, so there we go. So here it is, the i6s. Looks like it's got that kind of aggressive tarantula design. And first glance here, the propellers look really durable. So you can see these propellers here, they're really thick, and they've got a pretty good scoop to them as well. So it looks like they're going to push a lot of air. I'm expecting this thing to be pretty fast. I'm expecting it to have pretty good lift. And it's really not that heavy, actually. I'm going to bust out the scale here real quick. And so on the scale, we're getting a reading of 39 grams. 39 grams. So not bad. It's pretty light for the way it looks. I was expecting it to be a little more, a little heavier. But it actually is not bad for how aggressive it was looking, and you've got this kind of large bottom blocky area underneath. Okay, and so looking at the i6s, inspecting it kind of up close, it looks like the camera is here right in the front. Now, I'm not sure if this is the 2 megapixel or the 0.5 megapixel. I guess we'll see in the recording on the flight test how this thing does. And here we have the micro SD card slot. There's nothing in the box. There's no micro SD card in the box, so you're going to have to provide your own micro SD card there. And then it does look like it has a little microphone here inside. I've seen a little microphone kind of in there, so it looks like it's going to take some sound. Anyway, there's an on-off switch here. We can see the lights. We have red lights in the back, blue lights in the front, and then we have a little camera recording indicator here, little light there. Then we have our charge plug here. We plug in the charger. And it looks like the landing gear just kind of pushes on these little tabs. Nice and easy. And it's actually really tight. If you wanted to, I guess you could put in some screws here. There's 2 screw holes here. I don't actually honestly see any screws in the packaging. So I guess if you had some miniature screws hanging around, you can put them in there, but I really don't see the need to put any screws in here. It's really in there, and it's not going to come out unless you pull it. Even if you do some pretty heavy crashing, this really will not come out. So let's push on the other side. Alright, so there's the landing gear. And the way the prop guards go, I'm not going to be putting on the prop guards, but it looks like they have a pretty easy slip-on process here where you would just slide them up. Slide them up on the bottom of the motor. And they're kind of just sticking on by friction. They're really tight, so those aren't going to come off anytime soon, even in crashes and stuff. So recommend if you are a beginner flyer, go ahead and put these on, and even if you're not and you want to just have that protection, they don't look like they're going to create much drag. They're really light, really small, really light, and it doesn't look like they're going to create much drag or hinder the flight time very much at all. So you can leave those on if you want to. And real quick, just touching on the battery power on this guy, the battery capacity. It's saying on the in the instruction manual and on the website that it's a 450 mAh LiPo battery inside of it. So that's actually a pretty good size capacity battery, and that's probably why it's a little larger on the bottom. 450 mAh is pretty good for a little micro hex like this, so I'm expecting to get some great flight time. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the controller and see what all the flight modes and the controls are about. So getting to the controller, on the back we have two AA batteries, and it clips in nice and tight, so those aren't going to fall out. And the screen is just stiff, it's just staying up, it's not going to be flexing anywhere, it's just straight up and you can't move it. Okay, so basic controller functions. The left stick's going to be your throttle for going up and down, and then you've got your left and right yaw here. Then you've got your pitch forward and your roll, pitch forward and backward, and your roll left and right. And then you've got your trimming buttons. These four here are just to trim your pitch and your roll. Some buttons do multiple functions, so it looks like on these ones here, this one to this one here is going to do, if you click it one time, it's going to do the headless mode. That's headless mode, and then if you click and hold it in, it looks like it's saying in the instructions, that's going to put it in return to home. So any orientation you're in, if it's away from you, it should come back in its general direction in that bearing. Okay, and then the button to the left of that is going to be the light on off switch, because that's all this switch does, is turn off and on the light. Then we've got our power switch here, off and on for the power. This top left trigger button and the right trigger button, these things are actually dual buttons here. So if you push to the right, you can hear a click, and then if you push down to the left, you can hear another click. So these are dual function buttons. It's basically two buttons in one button. And so the pushing this one on the top right will give you a photo, and pushing it on the top left will change the rate of flight. So you'll have faster or slower flight. And then the top trigger button, the left part of it is giving us our video, stopping and starting our video recording, and then the right portion of it is going to give us our flip ability. So we're going to be clicking it and pushing in any direction on here and doing our flips. Then on this one, if the gyro or accelerometer is kind of out of calibration and it's drifting too much one way or the other, when it's on a level surface and it's on, just go ahead and pull both sticks to the bottom left. You should see some flashing, and it'll reset the accelerometer for level flight. Okay, so that's the initial unboxing, inspection, and setup of the brand new ZHAN iDrone i6s micro hexacopter. So let's go ahead and take this out to the field, do some flying, go back into the house, do some house flights, get some onboard video, see how this thing looks. Then come on back to the bench and give it a final pros and cons, final review and afterthoughts. So let's go fly.